Let's get these introductions underway.
In the top right here, it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone that I've never actually cast before, so I'm pretty excited to do this. This is EG's HuK.
And in the bottom left, spawning as the red Zerg, representing Yo Flash Wolves, it's Leenock.
Oh, yes. No, I've never cast this guy either, so this is a first for myself. I don't know about you, Zeph. You've done a few of those special tourneys.
I think I've casted him once or twice before, but it was way back. Like, not in the last year at all. So it's great to be able to see him again. I believe it might I don't know if HuK ever plays in weekly tournaments, but I feel like that might have been the last time that I got to cast him. And Leenock, on the other hand, I'm not sure if I've ever had the pleasure of casting this guy.
Yeah, I definitely haven't cast either of these guys, so this is really nice. ZVP on Overgrowth. This is a matchup that can take a while if both players are sort of opting for the Swarm Host option. But this is a good map for it after all. But I think the Koreans don't really like that style too much. It's more of a EU ladder thing, so I don't think we'll be seeing that from Leenock today.
Sure. Well, what we do have, is a little bit of a quicker pull from Leenock, and I believe this is actually something that Snoot might have done on this very map against Hero. So the early pull on here definitely being a little bit more popular lately. Let's see if he can actually do anything with that. Certainly, hopefully, if HuK had any cheeky tactics in mind, Leenock would definitely be safe against that. It would be pretty much a hard counter. But HuK, he's just going for the usual gateway expand by the looks of it, and he's going to come in here and see a very early pull.
Yeah, he's coming in that Cyber Core. There it is, and then the Nexus to follow shortly afterwards. And yeah, he's coming in here for a bit of a look, and we'll see that pull is quite a bit early, so you'll have to be wary of that. Now, Leenock is the kind of guy that can pull some craziness and really freak out the other player. But that said, though, so is HuK, which is why this series is so exciting. HuK, known for the occasion, I mean, we won't be seeing a cannon rush here, but he is known for cannon rushing. He is known for 7 gating. He is known for many zealots in your face and then just killing you straight up. So both players are going to be very on their toes. I mean, the last time they faced each other was in the winners bracket. HuK did win 2-1, but they were quite close games. And even though HuK is on a bit of a tear, taking out, his PvZ is pretty good right now. I mean, who did he take out recently? Oh, just Jadong 2-0. No big deal.
Yeah.
Just shit. No
big deal at all. Yeah, no, both these guys are actually on fire, I have to say. I mean, HuK's been on an absolute tear, as you mentioned, but Leenock as well. He fell off the map for a little while, and suddenly he's back, and he finally looks like he's back to his old self, the Leenock-topus that we used to know. So in come these links now. Only 4 of them, so he hasn't hugely committed to too many here. He will get the cancel on that pylon. Don't think he'll get anything else done, but he can be a bit of a bother for the time being.
The Nexus should be fine here. Obviously, there's units coming out. Mothership Core not too long away either. That baby always comes out a lot faster than I expect as a Terran player. God damn that unit. We have a second gas going down here in the main, and yeah, it's just HuK's. Everything's really standard here from HuK. He's just shooing away the links. The Nexus will be completely unharmed. And what is Leenock's choice here? I mean, he's got a bit of an opening. There's not going to be too much action for a little while here, so just going to be drones and that sort of thing. So, in the meantime, we'll be saying that hello, guys. So there's a lot of names that I don't recognize in the chat. I am Maynard. Done a little bit for IEM here and there, and my good friend Zeph, who is a slightly better caster than I am and a far better StarCraft 2 player than I am, is also joining me. She is on the twits at ZephSE2. I'm at Maynard SE2. And with us is, we have a very own dedicated streamer and observer, Insano. And we're actually very happy that we get to cast 2 semis here, or 2 losers bracket finals between HuK and Leenock, and then CJ, Hero, and Snoot. We thought we were just doing the one, but we are doing both, so that's great. Plenty of StarCraft to do, many hours of fun. So Stargate going down here, and it looks like Leenock will scout this with the Overlord, so that's a nice pick off for him.
Yeah, the Stalker doing its best to try and deny that scout, but you know what? He is going to see that Stargate. That's important, because we'll see if HuK still manages to go Oracle. I think he might, because Oracle Opener is very popular right now. Lets you go into a quick third as well, but it's really worth noting right now, Leenock heading across the map with a bunch of links. He did go for the gas very early on, which is something that you don't always see Zergs do, going for the later third as well as a result of this. And now he's coming up here with a bunch of links. There's only a Stalker and a Sentry here.
So speed's just kicking in now. The NOS is up, but there is a pretty good block here with the Protoss Wall, the Mothership Core coming home as well. Oracle coming out of the Stargate. Very standard to see that Oracle come out from Stargate over here. And, I mean, it's not uncommon for the Zerg to just drop blind spore crawlers, but I mean, he did scout the there's the spore crawlers there, but he did actually just remembered that he did actually scout that Stargate anyway, so the spore crawlers would be obviously going down, and there they are. I don't foresee this Oracle doing too much damage. If I mess up my words, guys, that's because it is Friday night here in Australia, and I've had a couple drinks. So has Zeph. Yeah. So we're keeping it loose. It's a bit of a party stream. We like to keep it pretty fresh, pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised for a second that he made those links, because I mean, when you scout a Stargate, you're going to think, okay, he's going to probably go for an Oracle. Are these links really going to do much? But what they can do is be really annoying and delay any third that HuK was going to take, and now he's using them to scout. He's picking up all these probes, not going to get a proxy pylon down anytime soon is HuK. You have the probe in the bottom right there, and the Oracle not having too much luck here either. Will pick up a couple of kills here and there, I mean, as the Oracles do, but not huge amounts of damage.
They just always get kills, don't they? It's just like, here comes an Oracle, there it's 2 kills or 3 kills confirmed. Roach Warren going down here for Leenock, so let's see what he plans to do this. He's not getting his hatchery, he's not getting his third hatchery at HuK's gold, so I don't think he's going to go massive Roach here. That said, though, the speed is coming down quite fast with a few Roaches on the way, and HuK is gearing up back at home with a lot of pylons ready to get his next move up, so +1 on the way for the ground forces.
That there's no third coming down. He knows a push is coming. HuK has added a bunch more gateways. In fact, I think he is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates, 7 gates. I can't. But you know what? He's going to be coming with this pressure behind the Stargate, and having denied a lot of the scouting, this is kind of last minute news for Leenock. The only tip off he's had is that there's no third, and he's been poking at the front, saying, "Okay, this looks like push coming my way," and then we've got a bunch of Roaches out already. He's pumping Lings behind. He's kind of finished with the Roaches for now, and he's going to try and stop this while it's setting up. If he can do this, he's going to be in a fantastic position. Getting the sentry.
Sniping down the sentries, down they go, and he is just completely all over this right now with the Roaches destroying the army that was around this pylon. And there is another pylon here for HuK, but there is so much here. Leenock looks so prepared for this. The Queen comes here with a bunch of Roaches, at least 8 Roaches here with a bunch of Lings as well. Nice force field from HuK, zoning the Roaches away from the important, expensive sentries. But wow, this attack isn't over with yet. Leenock doesn't want to overextend here.
This is still a really scary attack, even though he looked like he was doing very well in the beginning. Look how few units he has compared to what HuK has. HuK has force fields available, and look, he's going to get some of these Roaches again, segmenting off the army of the Zerg really, really well. And you know what? I think Leenock's having trouble finding ways.
Once the Zealots get up in your face and they're all around the hatchery, it is a little bit sticky, but he is deflecting HuK again for now. So many Zerg units coming up here. The speed Zergling's going to make life hard for the Stalkers and the Sentries. Taking out some Sentries on the retreat here. Those are expensive units. Great defense here from Leenock so far, and the Sentries will all fall. Great defense.
Yeah, really nicely done.
This is a huge lead now for Leenock at this point, now that HuK's been shut down for this attack on the third. Didn't go nearly as well for him as it did last time.
I mean, what can HuK do from here? He's going to be trapped in his base for a little while. He's going for the Void Rays behind this, which is great, because he's going to be able to deal with these Roaches a little bit more easily. And with this position, I think Leenock is going to have a bit of a hard time punching through here. It can certainly be annoying like he is. But, he can keep HuK in his base, continue to drone back up, which is what he's doing right now, getting
further ahead.
Yeah, getting a macro hatchery, and that's exactly it. Getting further ahead, maybe he can tag up to Hydras or whatever else he wants to go for, and he can keep the pressure back on HuK. I mean, what can HuK really do unless he gets Warp Prism and heads out across the map? He's stuck in his base, and I think he's going to need those units at home anyway.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is... he can make... Hydras would be an excellent choice right now. There is nothing but gateway units and Immortals for the time being for HuK. He has no way to get to tier 3 right now. He can't afford it. He can't get that third Nexus up. Leenock is all over his face. He has a Void Ray sort of patrolling with these Roaches. He is getting that Mortal count up and the Void Ray count up to deal with the Roach forces. But these Hydras, especially with the +2, yes, there comes the Hydras. Great decision from Leenock, I feel. And this is just going to make him so much more powerful when he gets the next engagement against HuK.
Certainly going to be all about protecting against this next push. I think that's HuK's only real option right now, going for a follow-up push. And oh my god, those force fields catch so many Roaches. This is going to be great.
That is beautiful force fields. That donut is amazing. This Immortal will be racking up the kills, no doubt. Great engagement for HuK, but Leenock still with a bit of a lead.
Really nice. Yeah, he did get a lot of units there, but like you said, Leenock's his economy is great. His macro is fantastic. He's got 4 hatcheries up with a 5th one coming up, that 5th base with down the right-hand corner. In fact, HuK's going to try and take a third base behind this, and I think that's a really good idea. I mean, he did have to stay home and bank up a few units before he was going to be able to push it out there. But Leenock was scared of an attack. Now, the thing is, Leenock's going to have a lot of units out on the map, and he will be able to move out there and try and deny this third. He's not going to be too happy about leaving HuK to have that for free. So I wouldn't be surprised if he head out across the map again.
Yeah, not at all. He's sending a lot of units up here with a ton of links through the middle of the map here. And there is going to be, well, this army of HuK is already pulling back to that natural, because if they engage out here, it might be a little bit hairy, but they are finding a nice spot in the high ground here. The roaches are coming up as well. There's only 2 immortals in this army, but I'm feeling like this Hydra count needs to go up a bit, or some Mutalisks, which are also look like they're on the way for Leenock here.
Yeah.
Great position to get that Spire. There could possibly be Colossus at some point if HuK gets his third up, so it's a good tech to have.
Yeah, Leenock's not going to be able to deliver any killing blows here. He can just be annoying, continue to threaten, try and deny that third if he can. I don't think he will be able to get it, because HuK is positioning himself very nicely between the natural and the third. Now that he's got a bit of SimCity up with the buildings coming down at the third as well, he's got a nicer choke to force field off at. These links coming in from the other side, though, do serve as a nice distraction, but...
Leenock doesn't want to lose too much here because, I mean, he desperately wants to keep this third away, but HuK has just been holding too strong. He's been positioning his army beautifully. I got to say, this Oracle looks like she came in for a bit of damage here, but didn't get too much done. Well, that said, though, it is a 10-kill Oracle, so it must have done a lot at some point. Well, we missed that until now, but it's coming through this choke here, and chokes are a Protoss wet dream. They want this choke. They're going to get those force fields and keep the Hydras and the Roaches away, and catch some on the retreat as well.
He does get a few, but you know what? The Spire is finishing up right now, and that's going to be the big story here, as a bunch of Mutas are going to be able to pop out. Look how much money he has banked up. 14 Mutas right off the bat here, and HuK, surely he knows that this is going to be a possibility, but there's really not that much he can do about it right now. He's just warping in more Stalkers. Those will help out, but he doesn't have the mobility that he's going to need. So what is he going to do?
Blink. They don't have Blink, and I mean, since Heart of the Swarm came out, Blink Stalkers aren't that great against Mutas anyway. Mutas are so fast. I mean, yeah, with 14 Mutas and counting, they are continually going up in numbers, reaching up into getting towards the 20 point now. And these Mutas are heading across as Leenock takes this gold. And yeah, you're right. What is HuK's answers for these Mutas? He's really going to have to go for a base trade or something here, and it makes it very, very tough against Mutalisks as they come in with these numbers.
Absolutely, and not just that, but Leenock, he's taking another 2 hatcheries while this happens, and the rest of the Zerg army is going towards the third, so this is pretty much HuK's only chance. Doesn't even bother. GG. And Leenock, he'll take the first match.
Not surprised him seeing punch out after he sees that Muta count there. There's not a lot that he had. We mentioned it a few times. He just didn't have an answer for the Mutas. It was an excellent tech choice from Leenock. Goes to show that this kid can still play some goddamn StarCraft. He's an incredible guy. Leenock's been in a bit of a slump lately, which is a real shame. I mean, he was the strongest, or one of the strongest Zergs coming up when he was sort of first starting out in the GSL. And he was the guy to beat in a lot of tournaments. He won major tournaments in North America, and he is in Toronto right now, which isn't technically North America, but whatever.
Yeah,
doing some damage over there, and that is HuK's home ground. He's got the crowd behind him, but this isn't on stage. This is on the Maynard Twitch, so he doesn't have a Canadian home crowd here.
I mean, I think HuK having that home ground advantage has really helped him. I mean, obviously he's been practicing really, really hard, because he's doing fantastic so far in this tournament, and hopefully he can keep it up for the rest of the thing. I mean, he wants to get as far as he can, but you know, gosh, Leenock, he's finally starting to look really, really good again, and he's going to be scary to go up against. So I think we'll just be waiting for our next map to come up now, guys. I think it's going to be Merry-Go-Round.
Yeah, Merry-Go-Round's the next map, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Alrighty, and that is an all-in map for Protoss, so we'll see if HuK actually goes down that path. It's pretty likely, in all honesty, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So so far, guys, hope you're enjoying the stream. Let us know if there's any issues or anything. Hopefully there's not.
Yeah,
but we will try and fix it up if there are.
We're trying to make it as quick as possible. Obviously the players want to go, so HuK really wants to get into this next game. We do too. Delaying for StarCraft is something that we do not want to do. Want to keep it all action here. You don't want to keep looking at us, surely. I mean, no doubt we're quite sexy. We look pretty good on these webcams right now, but StarCraft is slightly more attractive. So we'll just get into that
a little bit
post haste.
Okay, there's actually a lot of observers in this game too. We've got Take TV covering this as well. So if you don't like us, you can always head over there. But we are starting the countdown right away, not wasting any time at all, hopping into merry-go-round game number 2, where Leenock is 1-up. So, guys, if you're cheering for HuK, give him your support in chat, because he really needs to take this win.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Leenock, this is the losers bracket, which means that the player that does lose in this BS best of 3 is excused from the tournament. So, and the stakes are so high. You either lose and you leave, or you win and you get into that round of 16, you get into that money, you get into the groups. This is the winner. You know, the winner goes on, the loser leaves. This is a huge stakes here for both of these players. HuK wants to make his home crowd proud. He wants to make his home country proud. And Leenock wants them dirty esports dollars. So let's get over to Insano Cam and look in the top right here. Currently down 1 map. Can he tie the series? This is EG's HuK.
And in the top left from Yo Flash Wolves, the Blue Zerg this time, his name is Leenock.
Oh, yes. The Leenock still got them goods, taking out them pro players. And as you mentioned, this is a really good Protoss all-in map, so he's got to be very, very careful. No doubt Leenock is completely aware of this. He is going to 9-pull, so that's an option.
Kind of not surprised, because as a Zerg, playing on this map sucks. You know that the Protoss is probably going to come up with some sort of crazy all-in to come up against you with, and it's going to be really, really difficult to hold, because you're always going to be engaging in a choke no matter where you take your third. So, yeah, not so surprised to see that early pull there. But let's see if he can actually do anything with it. I mean, we saw him go for the early pull in the last game as well. Only made 4 lanes, really didn't do much with it in the long run, because it was a gateway expand, and we have the same scenario here again.
Yes, we do, in fact. Now, it's slightly harder to 9-pull a Protoss these days. But looks like Leenock might have sneezed here. I just listened. It's a very, very mannered Canadian Protoss.
I'm surprised you can hear that, actually, because he must have a headset on and everything. I wonder how close they're playing.
Must have been a beastly sneeze.
Yeah, man. Maybe he has one of those really, really manly ones that you can hear from a mile away.
Just letting you guys know. Sorry, we really got these overlays up haphazardly. It was short notice to get onto these streams today, and we're doing this as a favor to IEM because we love them so much. The game is number 2. This is game 2, and Leenock won game 1. It is currently 1-0 in Leenock's favor, just for everyone that's just tuning in. Also, hello. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Intel Extreme Masters is my favorite tournament circuit outside of WCS. And, I mean, really, with caliber like this, especially, look how stacked this goddamn tournament is. Seriously. How did you feel when you saw that open bracket in those groups?
Really, really jealous of anyone that was actually going to this event. I really wanted to go. Yeah, that guy. He's too good for us. He's usually our obs. Well, I shouldn't say that anymore. Insane is usually our obs, because Infez is too cool for us.
Yeah, shout out to Infeza for observing 1 tournament this year. #passion. All right, so we have Lings pressuring this Nexus, and unlike game 1, this is more than enough Lings to deal with this Nexus. This will be a cancel here.
He's really gone for it this time. Now he's going to head up the ramp. No units out just yet. 1 Zealot's going to pop out, but really, what's that going to do? It's going to be all about that Mothership Core coming out
this is
second.
Really hairy here for HuK. The Mothership Core obviously is not going to photon overcharge for these Lings here, but with the Zealot and the Mothership Core, he will shoot them away, but this is going to keep him contained for a little while. These Lings are a threat that he has to worry about until he gets that count up to be able to pressure them. The Mothership Core will be able to, touch their heads up a little bit and do a little damage, but they are just going to leave that natural and just sort of say, hey, we exist, we're here, be scared of us as you try to take your natural again.
Yeah, and Leenock's even gone for the speed behind this as well, so he's going to have that mobility out on the map. Hopefully he can catch any pesky probes, such as this one that's just snuck out of HuK space. So let's see if he can actually find that later on, but now expanding is Leenock, and continuing to pump out a few more Lings, so he's definitely looking to keep that map control, delay HuK from taking any sort of expansion, but as we can see, HuK is just like, screw it, alright, we're making extra gateways, and we're just probably going to go for it from here. I mean,
he'll probably
getting a Nexus is going to be really hard.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen for the time being. He is moving a probe down here to try and sort of lock down that main and see what he can get done on the natural. That's it. Okay. Yeah, so he did cancel that extra gate there.
Alright, so he's going to try and take that Nexus. Lings are coming up here. Speed is about to finish as well. and more lings are coming across the map. But that probe that was sent out earlier has seen that there are a bunch more being rallied across the map. So again, there goes the cancel on HuK. Oh. He's running out of options here. Nice force field.
Nice force field, yeah. The best kind of force fields when you trap it, just a few lings, you get that little bit of extra there so that the Zealot can just destroy them as they come up that ramp, and it's really, really good. So many speedlings on the map. I nearly swore there. I'd be pooping myself as a Protoss with this many speedlings on the map, especially with this low an economy. Yeah,
it's going to be frustrating from HuK in this position as well, because he's like, oh man, I had a game plan for this, and he's gone and early pulled me. What do I do? You know, it really throws a spanner in the works, and now he's kind of going to rely on his instincts, on his game sense, and go, okay, I think this is my best chance at winning. And he's still really trying to get that Nexus, and I'm wondering if that's ever actually going to happen. I mean, I think he actually has enough units now to whereby those lings can't really contest that.
With these sentries and these Zealots, he should be able to engage them with good force fields. Ooh! Oh, God. Heart always jumps into my throat when I see those lings get that. All he had to do was a left click, and all of a sudden that would have been an engagement. But at this point, the lings are just sort of posturing here, just being annoying for HuK. He really looks like he wants this Nexus. He doesn't want to go for that all-in like we initially thought, so there it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the options that Leenock is obviously going to be prepared for, even if he does want to go for a big all-in off one base. I mean, Leenock's obviously practiced this. He knows all the branches of builds that HuK could possibly throw at him from this. So yeah, I mean, things have really been played into his hands so far. He's got that natural up and running, getting his drone count back up. I mean, only now has he taken over in the work account. HuK has been matching him since then, so he really does have to put some effort into getting ahead in that way, because when HuK does come to pressure, which he may do now, I'm not sure if he's going to fully commit, well, Leenock's going to be back to producing units.
Yep, absolutely. He's got quite a few links here, looking for that run by here, and there is one sentry, so oopsie daisies, chipping away a bit of damage there. But HuK's actually going to catch a few of these and get a bit of damage done. Nice force fields from HuK. Wow, catching all these links and decimating them. Very nice macro there from HuK.
And he really needed that too, because all those links were going to do is backstab every single time he tried to leave his base. So now that he's eliminated most of them, he can finally move out on the map. But Leenock, he is prepared. He's got one spine coming out. He's got roaches in production and a second spine coming up as well. This is still a fair few units though, with another couple of gates coming up behind this. In fact, a couple of lings even getting into the natural there. Sentry does sort those out with a couple of probes.
They will just scout though.
Yeah, is he going to be able to hold this? I think he should be pretty much okay.
Leenock being on two bases here is actually very good for HuK. He doesn't have to worry at all about that superior economy that Leenock really should have at this point, but he doesn't. His economy is not that much better. He's got a lot of roaches. He's made a lot of army units, and it looks like this drone came out for a third. But goodness, this drone, a couple of force fields just to get that one. Down he goes. So no third for you, Leenock. And HuK's going to pressure here. Wow.
Yeah, I think he might want to go home. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome here, and now that 16 lings are coming out as well, these roaches and lings could definitely sort this army out. I mean, he can just recall right on out of here if things get a little bit scary. Very nice force field from
HuK. A couple overlaps, but still getting the job done, keeping those roaches away from his army and getting damage on these lings. Basically just doing free damage, which is something that's so rare in StarCraft to do, and very, very handy when you're just trying to get that extra bit of a lead. So supply not really telling the tale here. He's actually getting Immortals out. His army is going to be superior very, very soon to Leenock's. Oh, these force fields.
His economy is already superior, and taking out these roaches is going to be fantastic. In fact, HuK is starting to look really good once these Immortals are out. Imagine the follow-up push. Leenock is not actually going to have time.
These sentries, he has to recall. There we go.
There we go. Okay, so he saves the money units, that's fine, and kills off a lot of roaches for that. So Leenock, his next step is probably going to be to take a third. I mean, I can't imagine him pumping out enough units to kill HuK at this point. And HuK isn't really going to let him have that opportunity to drone freely. I mean, he's got how many Immortals out? One, second one going to come shortly behind that, and he can certainly head out on the map and start pressuring again.
So, I mean, he's trying to pressure here, but the Immortals are going to say nope to this. The sentries, of course, the force fields, that sort of thing, keeping them away. So just a big ground force for Leenock, and I like the decision to go for Hydra Den. Once again, just like game one, going to be very, very handy against what he's seeing here from HuK. Although HuK is getting a Twilight Council, something he didn't get, he wasn't able to do in game one because of how much Leenock was pressuring him. So this is going to take him on a new tech path. Do you expect to see Blink or DTs here? I'm feeling...
wow, he's going up to 8 gates, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Gates? Can I not
probably
count?
Be seeing...
Either way, that's a lot of production for our Protoss player. And he's... Man, he's got an observer and everything, so he's really covered all his bases just in case Leenock went for a burrow or whatever, and Leenock is going to circumvent this army altogether, try and go for the attack back at the Protoss base. And, I mean, he's got 2 spines at home with Immortals. They're not going to do too much. They're just going to get chewed up very, very quickly. And, in fact, okay, Leenock turning around, coming back home. I think he's a bit indecisive now. Doesn't really know what to do.
Well, this hatchery's in a bit of trouble here. Leenock going to head over to the natural and see what he can get done while his hatchery dies. Putting him back to 2 hatcheries again. This Leenock is in so much trouble economy-wise. And we got the Colossus down on the way for HuK, so Colossus is going to be up on the map for him to deal with as well. And once you just teched into Hydras, that's bad news for the Zerg.
Yeah, I think HuK even has enough control of the game right now that he could try and take a third. These Lings and Hydras coming out might make that a bit trickier, but he's got such a good position here. The army is kind of in 2 halves. He does have to be careful not to get sandwiched, but he still has that recall.
He has that recall, yeah. He's got a lot of energy here, and he probably will recall at this point. This is a lot of stuff.
Oh, the ship core almost goes down, and he's actually got to be careful.
There we go. Wow, that was so tight for HuK there. Just very lucky to get that recall. And Leenock has those Hydras down. He's pushing across before Colossus become a problem, and this is a smart decision from Leenock.
Yeah, and straight away 12 drones. He really wants to get that economy back where he wants it so he can start producing, getting a bit more tech to deal with what's going to be coming out from HuK, which, like you mentioned, is going to be the Colossi. He did manage to get an Overlord in there to scout out what HuK's tech choice is going to be. And while he's taken the middle of the map again, HuK, I feel like, has plenty to actually deal with this army if he wants to. So while he's taking on his own third, he can keep the pressure up on Leenock, and that's going to be the really tough thing.
Yeah. HuK ain't afraid of macro here. He's going to go straight into it. Third Nexus on the way, tier 3 on the way. These Stalkers getting a bit of pressure from these Roaches and Hydras is going to get a bit of damage there, but not too big of a deal.
Those are very slippery units there. I didn't really catch much at all. Both players are just kind of at this moment poking at each other, making sure, they know what's in the composition, trying to see if there's any possible hole in the defense to try and get an advantage. But now that those Colossi are out, I think that HuK is going to have a more dominant position, and Leenock is really going to have to be careful and back up a little bit. Because, he really can't afford to make an army right now. His economy from his third base, well, actually, it's kind of kicking in now. He does have a lot of money floating. And with that Spire coming up, he's probably going to go into Mutas, I would assume. He could go Corruptors, but, I feel like Mutas are definitely perhaps more his thing. There we go.
Yeah, and there's 9 on the way. Leenock just loves the Mutas. He's kind of like our old buddy Moonglade when he used to play. He just find any excuse to make Mutas and just mass them. Oh, they got the perfect counter to Mutas. I don't care. I'll just make Mutas. But that said, though, in this game there is no counter to Mutas at the moment for HuK other than Blink Stalkers. He's halfway through getting Blink, getting a little bit later than I thought he would, but it is on the way regardless. Thermal Lance or extended Thermal Lance on the way for the Colossus as well. And yeah, look at that anti-air. There's not that much of it. There's no Templar. There's no Phoenix. There's no Stargate at all.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
Leenock is such a sneaky snake too. It's all the way around the other side of the map to get towards the Protoss base. He can take out that third no problem if the Protoss doesn't recall. And the Mutas are heading in from the other side of the map. And now HuK has finally spotted the Mutas.
His tendrils, his octopus limbs is reaching across the map, Zeph, and they are striking in several places at once. The natural and the third in big trouble. And speaking of the third, HuK's gigantic Protoss force is decimating it to pieces. Bit of a recall here. He comes back to defend the natural, but the third Nexus does pay the iron price, and down it goes. The third hatchery is going to die as well. Part of his army is still on the attack here. Very vulnerable to Mutas.
Wow,
very vulnerable to Mutas, no Mothership Core.
Part of the army is actually in so much trouble right now. He's going to lose some very valuable units there. Sentries, Colossi, and Immortals. Those Mutas are going to come in, try and snipe what they
here they
can, but the other army is nearby. The Protoss army is going to try and regroup.
The gas that's dying right now.
Oh,
so many
man,
sentries
that's so
dying.
painful.
But the Muta is very, very low, though. They can't actually engage the rest of it. So that's good for HuK. But, yeah. Definitely very susceptible to Mutas. If Leenock keeps up the Muta count, they're about to get +1 as well. It's going to make things even scarier for the Protoss player.
Yeah, Leenock's doing a pretty good job at picking off any straggler units that are trying to come across the map and join their buddies in the main Protoss force. And HuK is going to march right up the Zerg ramp. he's right in the middle of the Zerg production now. This could spell danger for Leenock at this point, but Leenock is going right for the base trade.
Yeah.
Force field unfortunately misses in the natural of HuK back at home, and the Zerg units do get in there, so who is going to have the upper hand? Leenock does have an extra base in the south.
God. Yeah, he does. He's made a little base here to the bottom here. Will it make the difference? Leenock just needs to win this map, and he is through, qualified to the round of 16, into the group stages. HuK needs this win to tie the series and have another chance to get that Game 3 win.
Is he going to be able to do it?
It's just looking really, really good for Leenock right now. The Mutalisks are so good in the base trade. They are decimating everything. Recall to the main. HuK's army taking a bit of damage as they come back. That they are going to engage these Mutalisks. Does he have enough?
That's the big question. Actually, really nice zoning of the ground army of the Zerg here, and those Stalkers are doing some decent work on those Mutas, but are there too many of the Muta cannons actually falling? And
oh my god, the Blink Stalkers are doing the damage, but there might just be a little bit too much Zerg here. No! The Blinks from HuK keeping him alive for now, but this is just game of numbers here. HuK's units start to fall one by one, but the Mutas are dead.
Barely not enough. HuK manages to hang on here, and although he does have that base in the south, he just doesn't really have anything else. There's 8 Lings and 1 Muta on the map.
He's got Lings and drones, Zeph, and 1 Mutalisk, and HuK still has Blink Stalkers. He's trying to make Roaches now. He still has a Roach Warren somewhere.
Goodness.
So he's going to get those Roaches out now and get that damage done on these Zealots and try and take out... He's got to keep this base alive, obviously, in the base trade. So,
35 supply in this game. Oh, well, 13 to 35.
With these Roaches should get the win here. But StarCraft's one of those weird games.
Oh man, he has Burrow.
Oh,
there is out on the map somewhere. In fact, it's coming to join the Stalkers now, so he does have to be a little bit careful.
Okay.
Is this going to be enough?
The Blinks from HuK. He is known for his micro. He's known for his top 3 control, as they could call it back in the day. Oh, losing a Stalker is so hard. You can't lose any units at this point. But he is 9 supply versus the 31 of Leenock. It's looking better and better for Leenock as time goes, as he does have a mining base, and he has the Roaches and the Queen as well. So it's going to be very dicey for the Canadian Protoss.
One of the most painful losses I've seen in a while. So close to defending that. I mean, the defense in the main was ridiculous, getting the Zerg army down to almost nothing, and there's just that little bit too much left for Leenock, and I think HuK is slowly going to start to feel that sort of sense of desperation as he goes in. He goes, okay, there's a fair few units here. How is he producing these Roaches still? When he finds that base in the south,
when he finds the base, he's
he's going to feel pretty sick. The poor guy.
A lot of Roaches there. Yeah, poor guy. So as we can see, Leenock's supply does go up, albeit slowly, but it is going up, whereas HuK's has been 9 and it'll stay 9. He has 48 minerals and 680 gas, but he'll never spend that money. All he has is these Stalkers. He's trying to win the game with these Stalkers, and it's just not really possible.
Yeah, I think he's banking on the fact right now that he has more structures, but he's probably already had that sort of thought in the back of his mind going, there must be another base. He feels way too comfortable having those links out on the map.
There's so many Roaches here, and there's not much you can do about that, so poor HuK. GG, and there we go. Leenock taking the 2-0 there, and he does qualify.